Very good morning everyone. I am Dr. Vikrant Racharla. I am a faculty from Mechanical Engineering at IIT Kharagpur. We are in the Mechanical Engineering lab of Center for Railway Research, and today I am going to show you the machine that we have built over the last 3 years under the Uchitar Avishkar Yojana scheme. And this particular machine is unique and first of its kind in the country, and it is used to troubleshoot and find solutions related to the problems which have their origin at rail wheel contact. So issues related to wheel wear, rail wear, rolling contact fatigue, and traction slip characteristics, which are in turn related to derailments due to wheel climbs. All of these problems can be studied using this particular setup, and this can be used to find solutions to these problems. This project has been funded by Ministry of Education and BEML. We thank both of the agencies from the bottom of our hearts, and we would also like to thank the director of IIT Kharagpur, the current director Professor V.K. Tiwari, as well as our current Dean Strict Professor Suman Chakravarti, for standing with us for development of this particular project. A lot of students were involved in developing the designs at different stages, and we have multiple patents coming out of this particular product, and the blueprints for the electrical system, the mechanical design, the hydraulic design, the machine drawings and the blueprints were developed by us, and the fabrication was carried out by 3 separate companies. Amtech for the developing the variable frequency drives, analog front end and supplying the motors, and we have a Howrah based company, SMEW Technologies Private Limited, which developed the mechanical setup for the machine, and we have UCAN, a Bangalore based Indian company, which has supplied the hydraulic power pack for this particular machine. So a lot of people, a lot of industries have come together to make this machine, and I'm going to give you a walk around of the machine today. Let me explain now the basic operation of the machine. So inside over here you have the disc with the railway wheel profile. Now this is being pressed against a wheel with the track, railway track profile. Now the load, the vertical load acting between the two is controlled by hydraulic cylinder number 2, which is there at the back, and the vertical load can be applied such that the contact pressure over here can easily be achieved to levels of around 1.5 GPa. Using the horizontal cylinders over here, this and the other one on the other side, you can control the roll motion, and using the cylinder number 5 and cylinder number 4 on the other side, you can control the yaw motion of the wheel. Now the wheel speed is being controlled by this motor over here. This is a 160 kilowatt rated 3-phase induction motor, and the speed of the induction motor is controlled by the variable frequency drive over there, the third panel over there. The human machine interface there can be used to control the motor speed. Now the motor rotates the railway wheel through a cardan shaft. So this is the cardan shaft, and the cardan shaft allows for the rotation of the axis of the railway wheel with respect to the rail disc. Now the wheel is rotating the rail disc, and the torque, resisting torque on the rail disc is being created by the generator. The motor generator setup has been made such that the generated power by the generator is once again used by the motor, and only the electrical losses are drawn from the grid. So this is one of the features that we have incorporated into the setup, so that even though the combined power is 320 kilowatts, what is drawn from the main grid is only about 20 to 25 kilowatts at peak power conditions. go and look at the hydraulics part of things. Now, as you can see, we have 6 hydraulic cylinders in this setup, and each of the hydraulic cylinders has got a LVDT which monitors the displacement of the cylinders. So the displacement can be controlled using the PLC to within 50 microns, which is an extremely accurate position controlling. And then the load is applied, the load is monitored through the load cell. So in this particular system, for each hydraulic cylinder, we can monitor the motion as well as load. We can either do a closed loop control of load and monitor the displacement, or we can do a closed loop control of the displacement and monitor the load. So this over here is the hydraulic power pack of the machine. So this is a 55 kilowatt 3-phase induction motor which is running a variable displacement pump. The pump can generate a pressure of around 190 bar and can achieve a volume flow rate of around 200 liter per minute. Now we are using a variable displacement pump over here because in the application, depending on the need, the pressure in the line will have to be varied, and also the volume flow rate required will also have to be varied. So the variable displacement pump allows us to maintain the system with as little power as possible. Now from the pump, the pressurized oil comes through the flexible hose, and we can monitor the pump line pressure over here. The pressurized oil, it goes through a filter. Okay, it goes through a filter into the main lines. Now the pressure inside the main line is regulated using an accumulator. So this tank over here is an accumulator. There is a balloon inside this which is pressurized using nitrogen gas. Currently the nitrogen gas is set at about 70 bar pressure, and it ensures that the pressure in the line is also around the set pressure. So the oil comes from over here and goes into these manifolds over there and here, and in these manifolds we have the proportional valves. So each cylinder is controlled by one proportional valve, and there is a pilot controlled check valve on here as well as here. So these check valves are used to ensure that when the system powers off or when we switch off a cylinder, the cylinder position is maintained. Otherwise the cylinder can come back and lead to disastrous consequences. Now when the system is running, the oil can become hot. So in order to cool the oil, we have a recirculation pump. From the recirculation pump, the oil goes into the heat exchanger. So this is a heat exchanger, a 25 kilowatt rated heat exchanger, and then from the heat exchanger it goes through 2 filters with different mesh sizes back into the tank. So the recirculation system is used to cool the oil and also to remove the metal debris from the system. Now even for the main pump, when the oil is coming into the hydraulic pump, it comes through a filter. So this filter is a 150 micron mesh size filter. So at all stages you are trying to remove the debris which is getting generated from the oil, because any sort of a debris in the line can damage the proportional valves. So these proportional valves over here, they can be used to control the position or the load for the hydraulic cylinders, and the control of this is done using a PLC. This is the PLC panel which controls the hydraulic system for this machine. So Srivastavaji put together all the connections, and he was responsible for connecting all the sensors, actuators to this system. So whatever action is happening when we press a button, the recirculation pump, main pump switches on, or we give a command that the cylinder has to move by this amount. All of those commands, they basically come into the PLC processor over here. Within this machine, this is the VFD panel which controls the motor which rotates the hydraulic pump, the variable displacement pump. Now over here, so these units over here, these modules over here are receiving the signals from the 8 LVDTs, 8 load cells, and a whole lot of other sensors which are there in the hydraulic power pack. So once these signals are received, then the processor is using it in order to do the closed loop control and also to monitor all relevant variables within the system. So the machine is controlled from over here. So there is a front end interface which has been prepared in SCADA, and using the front end interface you can go to each cylinder. So for each cylinder we can monitor the applied displacement position and the resultant position. Cylinder number 1, which is a horizontal cylinder which is being used to do the roll control, is experiencing 150 kgs. So this can also tell us a little bit about the frictional forces that are acting at the contact and vertical and lateral loads too. So along with the rail wheel simulator, in the project we have also made a reconfigurable mechanical testing setup. So in this setup we can basically test the primary and the secondary suspension elements in railways, namely things like conical rubber spring or air springs, rubber bushings. We can characterize any of the flexible elements in this machine. As you can see, the spacing has been kept wide, so large components can be brought in over here. There are 2 hydraulic actuators, one vertical and one horizontal, and these hydraulic actuators are basically actuated using the same power pack which is powering the cylinders in the rail wheel simulator. Right now you can see that a coil spring is being loaded vertically at 1 Hz frequency with 3 mm amplitude, and we can, along with the vertical motion, we can also cause a lateral motion. And since this is connected to the PLC, the loading inputs as well as the response can be recorded on the SCADA to move this lateral cylinder along this direction, and this will allow us to position the cylinder at different points, apply both lateral and bending loads. Additionally, we also have another mechanism over here, and using this mechanism, the lateral cylinder can be moved up and down, and using these 2 methods along with the hydraulic cylinders, we would be able to work with varieties of sizes of the suspension elements under vertical, lateral and bending loads. Now that we have the rail wheel contact simulator and the reconfigurable mechanical testing setup ready, we would really like to work with different companies which come into the domain of railways, particularly the steel making companies as well as companies which make railway wheels and track for the railways, or those which make the friction modifiers, primary suspension, secondary suspension elements, or connectors, bushings. So whichever companies have a requirement of doing these rail wheel contact tests or the mechanical characterization tests, we would request that they approach us and that we work together in order to solve problems as well as take railways into the next technology level. Now I would like to introduce different students as well as staff members who have been instrumental in bringing this setup to this particular stage. First, I would like to start with my master's student, who enrolled in masters for this project. So Sai, can you please come? So Sai has been there in the project for 3 years now. He has been designing the components, whatever are there over here, as well as doing the structural analysis. He also played a very important role in ensuring that the fabricated components are as per design. Aju is a PhD student who has been working in the project. So he has been involved on the PLC programming side, as well as he played a very important role during the commissioning stage. The PLC hardware setup and programming has been a very important part of the hydraulic power pack setup. And Srivastava ji has been there with us for nearly 4 months or so to make sure that whatever we desire in the machine is achieved. It's a really commendable task because many people would not have patience to work on a problem for so long from the industry. So we are really thankful to him. Sudhir is another PhD student of mine. He has been really helpful to us during the commissioning stage. Arup, Shiva and Dhiman, they are project staff, and they have been really helpful in bringing the lab up. As you can imagine, when we are making something as huge, there are really heavy equipment which come in periodically. Things need to be moved around, positioned in a certain manner, and it takes a lot of coordination with vendors, manufacturers, students to make it happen. And I would like to take this occasion to thank Arup, Shiva and Dhiman for making this project happen, making the machine installation happen. Thank you.